Hey guys, I'm just getting ready to run out the door. I have some errands to run regarding our great patriotic rally we're having on August 30th. Featured speakers are Lynn Wood and Seth Ketchell and many, many more. It's going to be wonderful. Hope you can come at the old Beaufort Golf Club. But anyway, I'm doing this because when I get back, I'm going to edit a little video of Tim and Doug. They went on Club 36. It's a Christian TV station today, and they talked about being at the symposium and give some insight on what it was like to be there and all that. It was really interesting, and I thought y'all might want to see it. So that's what I'm doing. Be sure and watch on the Helen Lee later.
I don't know if you heard, the very first day in the morning, the system, let's just call it the system, failed. The internet failed 3 times in a row. So
there he is.
The meeting started
Bonafide.
an hour and a half late.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they kept on attacking the systems. And then we found out, I sent some pictures in that y'all could show, that they was surveilling with airplanes and getting our information. They done the exact same thing in Arizona.
Now, they were getting your information from the airplanes.
They could tell from what I understand, they could tell every cell phone that was in that building, so they know exactly who was there, even though they don't have the list of people that was there. They'll be able to tell by,
your cell phone.
This has got an IP address, just like your computer does.
Mm-hmm.
So they can tell everything. Yep.
Wow, who would have thought it?
So as we were there, and Jeremy Curls, he was our pilot. He was sitting right next to me because we had 2 at the table. Then right behind us was these 2 here. And so we were sitting right up front. That was a God thing, too, wasn't it?
I kept looking for you. I thought one time I saw you up front on, like there's a stage right here.
No, we were kind of back to the left of it, but we were still
right
up front.
beside the cameras.
We were right next to the cameras, but we had a good seats to be able to video everything.
Yep.
But there was a lady that came through, because we were, watching everybody, looking at everything. They did not have on our tags. They did not have our names on there.
Yeah, he did that on purpose, he said.
They were, so that would not know, you could be, have some anonymity to it. And then what happened is there was a lady that came by the table, and elderly lady, hadn't seen her before, because they'd been there like a day or so, had not seen her. And she came through, and they came back to my table and leaned over, and she says, do you have a card for your information? And you got to think about it. We didn't know this then. And I took one of Jeremy's cards, which was the revival barn, and I flipped it over, and I wrote my information on it, and I gave it to her. And she took off with it. She said, thanks, she took off with it.
Never saw her again.
And never saw her again. Now I know what they were doing. They were cruising through the place, picking up information from all the people. They said there were people who were there that were taking videos or pictures over your desktops, seeing what were you looking at.
And all of us,
You guys probably saw this from Monkeyworks.
When it was going on.
But that was the surveillance over the symposium.
And then the next picture is day 1. So and basically from what I understand, from what I've been told, and they done the exact same thing in Arizona. And this exact pattern went on in Arizona when they was doing the audits. From what I understand, Google can get data and find out who is in that area. They can look at the phone. Everybody knows we're tracked by these phones. They probably listen to us right now. And what they was doing is finding out.
Jesus loves you.
Yeah. But basically what he done is he brought her and her employees there to get their story out. And that's why he said at 7 o'clock. That was the first day, right? Was it the first day?
Yes, it was the first day.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. 7 days. Yeah, you're right. At 7 o'clock. So what he done is he hyped all this up like he was going to release something from, the fraud. But he got her there, and nobody really didn't understand because we didn't know the half of it. A lot of the stuff we didn't learn the truth about until we left the building. Because when we were in there, we're basically trapped.
Yeah.
So anyway, what they done is they came in and they raided her place, and I don't know what happened to her since then. But
he's got her in hiding.
Does he? Okay.
Along with the other family whose house got raided with the 4 children. That family's in hiding.
Yep.
But this is America.
Yep, you're exactly right.
Well, here's what I heard happen. The Secretary of State she was elected because George Soros donated so much money to her campaign, so she's bought and paid for. Now she wanted to give election results out, right? And so they're coming after her now. Or, you know, she wanted to tell the truth. Mm-hmm. So they're raiding her offices, trying to set her up.
So here's if you go to the symposium, that outline, here's what it says, that bullet point. The big event, evening time slot was filled with Tina Peters. That's that lady.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Mesa County clerk, Colorado, who had been heavily persecuted for her desire to look honestly into the irregularities in the election for which she was responsible for. Only hours earlier, while she was flying to Sioux Falls for the symposium, authorities raided her office, supposedly looking to pin blame on her for leaking tabulated passwords for which she claims only the Secretary of State actually has access to. There's got a link here. You can read more on just that story, and it's here. So this is a very good place to follow what we're saying. So you're hearing us put it together, and they've got it captured here with other information.
Obviously, South Carolina's a red state, but everybody here wanted to hear about it anyway, and there was 100,000 votes changed in South Carolina.
Changed in South Carolina.
Yep.
Well, I was on the way home. I said, what am I going to do now? I really don't know. I get back to my house and my phone rings. It's Tim. God told me to call you and help you in any way I can.
Wow.
I literally was in tears. And ever since then, I changed to Tim with me in the show on the Frog News Network, and we're partners now. And since he came over, he said, Doug, we got to go down the road of truth. And if we tell the truth, there's nothing that can stop us.
Nothing.
And nothing has stopped us. I don't know how to tell you that we've got the word out, and we're on TV now. I was just, I wouldn't, if you'd have told me 8 months ago, I'd be sitting down eating dinner with Lynn would. I'd tell you, are you nuts? You know what I mean? But God has made the doors open. He's moved mountains for us to go places to get the word out. Because, like I say on our show, we're bringing people together, not apart.
Yeah.
And when you bring two together, it's not 11, it's 11,000. Yeah. And that's strong in God's name. And that's how we feel like we're going to get the word and truth out to everybody about what's going on right now.
There's a friend that's coming, and he's in the hospital right now, Presley Stutz. He is over South Carolina Tea Party.
It's called MySCGOP.
Okay.
MySCGOP.com.
And he's over this whole thing in South Carolina to where he trains people. Like we're going to set one up in this area. He's going to come and he would train people. Like if you want to get involved in politics in the local area and move up, there's things that you got to know. Mm-hmm. He will mentor you. Yep. He will train you and say, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, come. And he'll train you on the next steps you need to do. What dates, how much money you need to have, how to build a team around you, and things like that. These people are stepping up, putting themselves out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing it right now. I'm pointing you to him. See, I'm getting involved by telling you he's here. Mm-hmm. Bonafide does the same thing. Yep. And Doug, they go out and they promote these patriotic Christian events. And you've already done several of them already and doing more of them.
We done one at Spartanburg. That was the first one where we met. And we had right at 300 people show up. And at the end of the meeting, I asked, how many people has ever been to a meeting like this before? And I'm going to say 80% of them have not. One of them being my next door neighbor. He didn't know how to get involved. And I didn't know how to get involved. I started kind of following this deal with Lynn and Lynn Wood. And when he was doing this campaign about the delegates, I had no idea that I couldn't vote for Lynn on, was it August the 15th? No, it was
April.
On the 15th of
April.
July or June?
Yep.
June.
Anyway, they told me I couldn't vote because I wasn't a delegate. I had to call somebody and ask them what the delegate was. So I'm just learning myself. But then I have found that when you go to one of these meetings, you automatically become addicted and want to start knowing this truth. And my neighbor being one of them, he's going to meetings now that I can't even attend because we're on the road so much. And he's reporting back to me what's going on in my hometown. One thing I do want to bring up is on the 30th of August, It's August the 30th
6 p.m.
at Old Beaufort Golf Club in Beaufort County. Old Beaufort Golf Club, and it's called basically Learn How to Get Involved. And you can also find it at myscgop.com, fightback.law. That is the two websites that it'll be on. It may not be on there right now, but it'll be on there in the next few hours. And Seth Ketchell will be there speaking, and so will Lynn Wood. And it's a free event. It's at a golf course. It's on a Monday. It's at 6 o'clock in the evening until 8 o'clock. And anybody's welcome to come if they want to get involved with the local politics. This is the first one, and this one is free that we're doing in Beaufort. And that'll be 2 Mondays from now.
Yes.
2 Mondays from now. We're going to one in Naples, Florida this weekend. Am I right?
Yeah, we're leaving
I
Thursday.
love Ron DeSantis.
Yep.
Good man.
We're going to one there in Naples, Florida. And if any of this information, we'll put it on our Facebook pages and our YouTube channels. If you just follow Frog News, thefrognews.com.
Who doesn't?
But
Everyone does.
There's some big things that's going to, from what I understand, if it gets done tonight, Lynn Wood has got some big announcements he's going to be putting on the radio station and our news station tonight at 9:30.
Tell them to go to Frog News
Yep.
to get the news, to get what's happening.
TheFrogNewsNetwork.com.
The big event tonight.
Yep.
Big event tonight on our show. It will be on Rumble. Look up the Frog News Network.
Yep, that's where I watch, on
Connected
Rumble.
together, and you'll find our channel.
Well, I got that from telling the truth. Everybody, people would call me and ask me. They would just wanted my opinion because I would tell them the truth. I wouldn't beat around the bush. And it started by people saying, "Well, if that boy tells you that, it's Bonafide." And the next thing you know, they.
And now we know where the name came
I was
from.
telling these guys earlier that I guess one of my first nicknames, I got it when I was a teenager, was 411. If you remember, do you remember 411?
Information.
Basically, people would come to me about the truth and the information, even back in the 90s, you know. I mean, yeah, the 80s and 90s. But that's how I got the name Bonafide, is people would. I even had people that didn't like me. They'd call me and tell me the truth about this. They didn't like the truth I told about them, but they wanted me to tell the truth about somebody else.